This is a demonstration of the Solerus digital authenticity platform, as well as the preliminary features available to both users as well as manufacturers. So if you go ahead and log in as a user, you're going to be directed to your inventory. And your inventory is really the heart of the user application for Solerus because it allows you one central location to manage all of the certificates for the assets that you own. Now, you can see that these certificates span a wide variety of categories. It can be artwork, jewelry, clothing, technology. Regardless, all of these are certificates that are owned by you and are maintained in your account. Now, say you want to see a specific certificate in greater detail. For example, this Rolex Submariner. You're going to notice a couple things. One is the Solerus ID. The Solerus ID is the unique identifier for this specific certificate created on our system and written to the blockchain. No other certificate is ever going to have the same Solerus ID, making this certificate inherently unique. On top of that, your Solerus certificate is linked to the actual serial number of your product, meaning no one can forge a certificate and no one can claim that they own this original one either, because the ownership for this certificate is also written on the blockchain. You, as the account holder, are going to be the owner of this specific asset. On top of that, you're going to notice a couple other things. You're going to see manufacturer and item summary as well as the serial number for your product, but also the date created and the date received. This allows you to maintain the provenance of the certificate from the time it was created by the manufacturer all the way down to the moment that you received it in your inventory. This gives you confidence that this is an authentic certificate and you have the entire history from its inception all the way to its arrival. Two main features on this page are going to be one, the report loss feature, which allows you to flag this item on our system if you ever happen to misplace it or it gets stolen. This allows you to mark it so that if this item is ever found by the police, if it's ever attempted to be resold on a marketplace like eBay, if it's ever returned to the manufacturer, they can easily prove that you are actually the owner and repatriate it to yourself. On top of that, you can transfer the asset. Now, for example, I can open up the transfer window and imagine I send this item after I sell it successfully on eBay or another marketplace to a user account. I can go ahead and do that. And the moment that's done, I can log in and I'm going to notice that the item has now arrived in my inventory. This is the exact same Solerus ID as the previous one, the exact same serial number, meaning it's not a new certificate that's being created, but the original one being transferred and its ownership being overwritten to now reflect the new state of ownership on the blockchain. Now, Solerus also has many tools for manufacturers. Say, for example, we take the example of Rolex. Rolex can create product lines. So a product line would be, for example, the Rolex Submariner. They can provide the name, the description, the image for it, and create an entirely new product line, all digitized on our platform. They can create specific certificates for these product lines. Now, say we want to create a new certificate with the serial number 1000 for a Rolex Submariner. They can easily do that. And once doing that, they can go to transfer, and you'll notice that certificate with the serial number 1000 is now in the Rolex inventory. That means that this can be sent off to another user at the time of sale. It can also be sent to another manufacturer or retailer account, for example, to a regional store like Rolex New York, or to Nordstrom, an intermediary reseller. But say, for example, we take this and send it off to a user account. When John Doe buys this specific Rolex, Rolex can easily transfer it to his inventory. And once they do that, they're going to notice a couple things. If they access the inventory for the Rolex Submariner, this dashboard analytics provides them with an oversight of their entire inventory, even after it's been sold. You're going to notice a couple things. One, there's been 4 certificates issued, and you can see exactly who those 4 owners are. And that means if I want to open a specific item up, for example, this one we just created, certificate 1000, you're going to see who sent it, who received it, and the actual date that the transaction took place. This allows Rolex to maintain an up-to-date list of their inventory even post-sale. So say John Doe now sells it to Uzzer, they're going to realize that this serial 1000 is going to be moved to the new owner, and this transfer is going to be updated on Certificate 1000, maintaining a complete list of all the transfers that happened from its inception and its creation. This allows Rolex and other manufacturers to gain completely new insight into their inventory, both pre and post-sale. And with all the new information and data that we now have accessible from the transactions of items that have been digitized, we're going to be giving manufacturers tons of new data that they've never had before in our coming iterations of the product. I hope you enjoy the demonstration, and thank you for watching.